Once you have navigated to a new assignment in your class, you're going to want to do a few things in the settings side to make sure that this assignment is viewable by students. You want to name your assignment in step 1. You want to be specific in how you name your assignment. Exit ticket, biology osmosis, and the date would be how I would assign my exit ticket. So it's easy for students when looking in the grade book to understand which ones they did or didn't do, and easy for you to navigate between the different things as you're doing grading in your grade books. You're going to, in step 2, assign it to a class. The first time you make an assignment or assessment, you're going to add it to one class. Then you're going to, after it's created, you're going to add it to your assignment bank. From the assignment bank, you can add it to the remainder of your classes. The next step is the due date. You want to enter the due date and time in which that item is due by. Then you have due date options in a drop-down. I like to use mark submissions late so that I can see that students have done them. It marks it as late automatically in the gradebook as well as in OnCourse Classroom. You may choose to not accept late submissions. Please defer those questions on how to set up the due date options to your division heads and or principals. The next thing you're going to want to do is if you want to schedule, you're going to click the schedule box and then you're going to enter the time and date in which you want this assessment to appear. You always want to make sure in step 6 that you allow students to view returned assessments. In the next box, we're going to leave the high at 100 because it's not going to matter here because we're going to use the check mark to score. So you want to make sure that you check the box next to use the check mark to score. In step 8, you want to check the box add to gradebook. We want to add to the gradebook so that the students and parents can view this in the gradebook and OnCourse Connect, as well as for you to have an easy way to see what students are getting checks or X's across your exit tickets in your gradebook. You're going to choose the marking period, which should default to quarter 1. I'm in the test account, which is why it says marking period 1. You want to make sure this is a formative assessment because this is just an exit ticket. And you're going to want to check non-calculated assignment. We don't want this check or X to go against the student in the gradebook. And anytime we use the check mark to score, X is a 0 and check is 100. So we want to make sure that this is a non-calculated assignment. Next, you're going to go into the instructions area and you're going to enter in very specific instructions, being sure to let students know that after this assignment or assessment should be completed after all classwork. So this instructions I've placed here is please complete this assessment after you're finished all work for the class. Then you're going to click on the assessment tab. So if going back, the assessment tab is right next to the instruction tab. When you're in the assessment tab, you want to make sure you're in items. There are item banks for math, ELA, and some social studies here that you can choose. But for this particular exit ticket, I'm going to create my own item because I want to make sure that the students understood the content that I presented to them today. I am then going to click Add Item. Once Add Item comes up, this plus sign appears. You can see that you're in number 1, empty item, and you're going to click Add New. For my first question, I'm going to choose a multiple choice question. You could have several questions that are multiple choice or true false or multi-select. I like choosing multiple choice because it auto grades in the auto grade system. So I'm going to click on multiple choice and then my multiple choice question box comes up. First, you're going to compose your question. So now that you have worked through your assignments today for biology osmosis, tell me when a cell is placed in a hypertonic solution, it will blank. Then you're going to fill in the multiple choice options the students can choose from. You can drag and drop between the choices on here if you need to. My multiple choice options for this question are expand, stay the same, and shrink. And this is the same terminology that I used in my lesson for today. Once I have that done, I'm going to click Save Assignment to go to the next step. If you scroll down, you'll see where our answers would put in. You scroll down, you set the correct answer. So the correct answer for this question is shrink. So I'm going to click the shrink number C, and it turns into a yellow highlight. You also have other options if you so choose for multiple responses, for multi-select, as well as shuffling options. I do like the shuffle option as it allows students to see the answers in different ways. So A won't always be A for every student. So once I'm done here, I'm going to click Save Assignment again. So now I'm still in item 1. as I said, you could choose to either click to add an item, but I want to see all of mine together, so I'm going to keep it as item 1. It's all the same standard for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click written and recorded. Now you could use any type of question you want. I like to hear the verbal responses of students so that I can make sure they know what they think they know. And I want to give the students an opportunity to use an audio recorder. You could do short text in here where the students answer the question using text, but I have several students who have difficulties typing, so I'm actually going to do an audio recorder here for this particular exit ticket. Once you've clicked on that, you're going to click Save and Go, and it pops up for the audio recorder. You're going to add your question or prompt here in this box. So my prompt is to explain what is happening to the liquid in a cell when it is placed in a hypertonic solution. Now granted, this is the same question that I just asked in multiple choice format, but it allows me to see if the students really understood beyond the multiple choice question. So once I've entered in my prompt, I'm going to click Save Assignment. Now I can see what the exit ticket looks like. I have my multiple choice item here, and I have my audio recorder option here. If you needed to edit, you could go over to the edit. If you needed to get rid of this question, you could click delete. And if you need to reorder, that's what these buttons here are for. So this is a finished exit ticket. If I wanted to preview, you can click on the preview and see what students have. I've pulled it up in a student, and you can see the instructions. Please complete this assessment after you finished all work for this class. And you see the button that says Take Assessment. All information on grading will be in the next video.